Okay, this is going to be another Lambda video, probably the last one for a while, because I think I've peaked, and this is about the traveling salesman problem. So I briefly touched on this before. The traveling salesman problem is basically take a salesman, let's say he starts on AO41, he needs to go and visit a load of houses, let's say that's the green cells, he needs to make a sale and then come back home. What is the shortest path he can do so that he visits every house once? That is essentially the question. So in this map we have 10 nodes, but we know which one he's starting on. It's AO41. So he has 9 choices to go to. And then once he's gone to the first one, there's only 8 houses left, so he has 8 choices. So it's 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 and so on. So if we just visualize the number of combinations for a second, I'm going to do a sequence of 28 because that is what my Lambda works to in testing. And I'm going to say fact, which is the factorial of kind of, this is the combinations. So for 2 locations, we can only go to either the first one or the second one, and then that's it. We only have 2 choices. And basically the way this factorial math works is 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, 4 is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and so on. And you'll see these numbers grow pretty rapidly. So on this 10 nodes here, it's 3 million. That's more than the Excel row limit, so we couldn't exhaust all the possible routes. Whereas with this 9 nodes, which is what we actually had in this question, we can do it. It's 362,000 rows, but it's quite heavy. Mine can go all the way to 28. So I'll just show you what that looks like. It's a really big number of combinations, yet I'm able to get precisely the optimal route, even with that many nodes. So I'm going to show a solve for this question with the Lambda to show what it can do, and I'll talk a little bit about how it works. This question actually has one added complication as well, and that's that you can't cross over this brick wall, and the snakes can see kind of in a range around them like that. So first of all, I sort of do need to block out the map for those things. So I'm just going to paste them down here. The snakes have a sight of 1. The brick wall has a sight of 0. Don't worry about these other lambdas that I'm going to use here. That's not the purpose of this video. So I'm just going to format the painter here for a second, and on a new tab, let's just do that. So I have a blockout map lambda. So I can say blockout map. Here's my map. Let's just go from the inner corners. And my blockers table is here. And what that will do is it will just block out that map for me with the ranges I've said. So obviously I could push those snakes to have a range of 2, and they would grow like that, but let's just keep it as the question asks. So I need to go between these green spaces and avoid all of the obstacles. I do have another lambda for that. Again, don't worry too much about it, but let's get a list of all of our green locations first. So if I put a 1 into that cell, I'm just going to copy it, and then I have a robot command to paste values over similar background colors, so they all become a 1. Then, this is very lambda heavy, find in map 1 in this map here. That will just tell me all the cells that have a 1 in them. So like that, and then let's say 2 row of this stuff. And this is going to be the basis of my kind of distance table. So I want a distance from every location to every other location. So I'm going to say maze. My map is actually this blocked out map here. I'm going to start in G4, and I want to know the distance to all of these places here. And there we go. You'll see the diagonal is always 0, a location to itself, obviously no distance. So this is our distance table set up, and then with my lambda I can say TSP, which is traveling salesman problem, full. Here's my distance matrix, and I want to start at node 10, which is AO41. So if I start at node 10, that will tell me that the optimal route is 113 long. It will show me what the optimal route is here. It's 10, 8, 6, 9, so it's 10, 8, so AE34 first. So you could trace this back on the map if you wanted to. So it's 113. In this case, they actually thought that the answer was 116, but the optimal is 113. And that's been confirmed via a brute force method as well, where you test every possible combination. So other things this lambda can do, if I don't specify a start node, it will just find the best path to hit all the locations, and the best path is actually only 103, but it means starting at location 1. I can force obviously any start, as you just saw. I could force 10, I could force 2, and so on. And in this specific version of the traveling salesman problem, I'm actually not returning to the root node. I'm just starting here, then hitting everything and stopping when I get to the last one. If I wanted to return, the route is quite different. So let's go to node 10 again. I can put an argument in to say return to start. So if I want to return to the start, then this is the actual best path. And it's quite a different route actually when you return to the start. I also have this flag to tell me whether I am done and I am mathematically confirmed optimal, because I might not be. For example, let's just add a few more 1s to this map on the route, like so, and then our table over here will grow, and let's pull our distances down, and let's increase this. So now we have 11 nodes to finish. What is that? A fact of 11. 40 million possible routes. As you can see here, this is not finished, so it says increase the step limit. So I'm just going to remove, like, going back to the start, because that adds another node. And my step limit, let's increase it to 100,000, for example. And you'll see that will actually be quite quick, done already, and it's confirmed as done. So the optimal route is 137. So that's the Lambda. Let's quickly talk about how it works. And I touched on this in my branch and bound video. The idea with this branch and bound method is you find kind of a lower bound of a route, so kind of an optimal. And then if you've already found a path better than that, you would kind of cut off that entire section of the tree because you know there's no point exploring down it. So first of all, I need to find kind of a floor, a good starting estimate. That was the first step of building this Lambda. So I'm just going to delete these back out so we have our original. And let's go back to there. And we start at node 10. I mean, with 100,000 steps, it will finish instantly. It just kind of circuit breaks, and if this only took 2,000 loops, it's only actually doing 2,000, but irrelevant. So the first step was to set some kind of a floor, and I have a TSP greedy, which if I run it on this starting at node 10, that actually gives me 130 as a starting kind of path and cost. And what that does is it takes the first node, which is node 10, and it looks for the minimum value, which is this 10 here. Let's delete these out of the way. Then it looks where node 10 went to. So that 10 went to AE34, so AE34 is here, so we look for the next minimum, which is 3. That goes to AC31, the minimum there is 7, and I have to only pick like unvisited columns, so only go to each place once, V34, and so on, so the minimum is actually one of these 17s, I'll pick that one. That goes to Q27, so you get the idea. I'll just quickly speed this bit up. So let's do TSP greedy, start at 10, that's 130. If I add all these yellow cells up, I get 130, so that's my floor. Now, getting that floor as low as possible to start with is really important because it means you can prune a lot more branches down the line, and then I don't have to do these 100,000 steps. Like I showed with that adding 2 nodes, you know, there's 40 million combinations. I want to cut so many branches that I only have to explore 10,000 of the routes. So I need to get this better. And the way I do that is basically because you're taking the minimum every time, there normally ends up that you have one last option that's just not a good option, and it's a heavy edge. And that's this final one at E40. So what I then do is I say, text split this on a pipe, and I say drop that 1, drop it -1. And if I just put those next to each other, what you'll see is we actually then get the path. So 10 goes to 8, 8 goes to 6, 6 goes to 7. So then I have all the nodes from and to. I'm going to use index this, and we're going from node 1 to 9. So that's how we find our heavy edge. So this is kind of the costs, if I lock my table. This is the costs of all of those routes. So what I do is I find the heaviest edge, which is this 51, which is 1 to 9, and I try to place going to that node 9 here in every position. So I try putting it first, second, third, fourth, and so on with a map. And then if my path and route is a better cost, that's kind of my updated floor. So I do that pass first before I do any branch and bounding. And that is called optimize TSP. So optimize traveling salesman result. It just takes a result and a distance matrix so it can do those index matches. And then it finds, okay, look, I've swapped the 9 to be between the 6 and the 7 in the path. And that actually gives me 113, which in this example happens to be the most optimal answer. So there's no point branch and bounding. However, you would never know that that's guaranteed the optimal path. This is just kind of a bit lucky, but as you can see, it's a really good benchmark to get that bound kind of down. So now every time I explore a potential path, I need to know that optimal distance is less than 113 for me to bother exploring that path. If not, I do kind of the branch and bound and discard it. So how do I decide what path to explore next? I'm going to draw this. Actually, what the Lambda does is it looks at the last number and it will increment it by 1, as long as it's not something that's already visited. So let me actually show you here because I have the full thing. So let me actually just set that up in here to show you. So I've sort of just set up a path to kind of show you how it works. So at the start, the next explore is always 10-1. 10 because it's my start node. If I started from a different node, like 8, then it would be 8-1, and so on. And basically, it will always try and add 1, so it would try 10-1-2, 10-1-3, 10-1-4, 10-1-5, and so on. It finds that those floors are worse, so it sort of prunes them, and then it backtracks and then starts trying all the 10-2 iterations. Then once it realizes that that path is fruitless, it will try the 10-3s and then the 10-4s, so it will sort of keep incrementing the numbers by 1, unless I'm at the end of the path, it will start backtracking. So here's a backtrack look. 9, 8 is worse, so it backtracks and tries some different ones. This is just which nodes I've visited. That's to track the distances and so on and so on. I need to do this in some clever ways to make it like as lean as possible. So just to quickly show you the lambdas, this is the greedy path where we're just running up the tree. And there's another case that actually uses that. It's this Kiwi 1. So it says we have this table. It's one of the bonus questions is actually starting in one city, continuously drive to the nearest location. So I can see it's location 1 we're starting from. So I could say TSP greedy, so just take the minimum path each time from there, node 1 until you've visited everything. In this case, they actually wanted you to stop at Christchurch, which is the 12th location. So I could just find where the 12 is here, and then, I could take all of the path up to that point and calculate the distances with the index like I showed a little while ago. Let's actually do it now, just for fun. Text split this on a pipe. Let's split it downwards, and let's say index this table on from and to, and this should be our distances. We want to go up to 12. If I lock my table, that might help. Oh, actually we're going to Queenstown. So actually Queenstown is the 13th location, so we're doing 12 trips, which would be these, 2384, 2384, and that's that bonus. So yeah, the greedy method is useful as a lambda by itself. The optimizing greedy is not. That one is here, so this is where I'm just, there should be a map in here. Yeah, so here's the edge costs. I just map the two arrays to check the costs, and then I reduce and try placing it in every location basically. The full lambda for the branch and bound is here. It's massive. It was very complicated to make. But yeah, that's traveling salesman problem. Hope that was useful.